All right. Hi, everyone. I see everyone jumping on. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. Um, while you are jumping on, if you want to say in the chat where you're joining us from. And since this is all about a summer vacation or road trip, are you taking any summer vacations anywhere or road tripping anywhere? Let us know. Let's see what we have going on. Let's see. I just changed the chat. So you should be able to click the drop down menu if you want to chat with everyone, or you can just chat with me and Nicole. She is joining us. She's one of our team members on Oracacia. She runs social for us and content. So, all right, we have someone joining from Missouri, Highland Ranch, Colorado, and taking a trip to South Dakota. I just got back from South Dakota this week, and it was beautiful out west. All right, going to Alaska. Wow. I actually went to Alaska last summer. That was a beautiful trip. Granddaughter is visiting from Michigan, from Northern California. That is great. Joining from Missouri, from Los Angeles. Very cool. We have people from all over and lots of trips planned. Or if you already took a trip too, maybe you did already this summer, because I know we're kind of in the middle of summer these days now. Summer goes by so quick. I'm in Minnesota and I just feel like I never get enough summer, even though we've been having pretty nice weather. I mean, we didn't really have it too bad of a winter. So yeah, we'll give it a little bit more just to see if anybody else is jumping on, but it looks like we have quite a few participants. So thank you for joining today. I know in the summertime with activities and everything and people being outside more, sometimes we don't always get higher attendance. So we thank you for joining, and hopefully this will be a really fun class for you. Today we're going to talk about building your DIY kit of essential oils for travel. So we have a few recipes that we'll go through today. And like I said, Nicole is in the chat, so she can help with answering some questions, but I will also be able to answer questions. So just go ahead and ask away if you have any questions along the way. Or just random questions that you might have too about essential oils in general. We can also help with that. But our first recipe that we are going to do is a car spray. So let me pull that up myself and make sure I have the recipe in front of me. So let's see. And if Nicole wants to put that into the chat so everybody else can follow along, perfect, she's on it. So that's the first recipe, is a lavender car freshening mist. The ingredients that you'll need for it is lavender, of course. So we have our lavender, we have geranium, we have our peppermint, and we have our clary sage. And then you'll also need a 2-ounce misting bottle. So this you can also get on oracacia.com. It's our 2-ounce empty container. And then some distilled water. And the reason we use distilled water is just like essential oils, they've been distilled, but it helps to take out the extra maybe bacteria and things that can be residing in regular tap water. So it's less likely to grow bacteria, and your DIY product will last a little bit longer. So we also do recommend usually to put in a little bit of vegetable glycerin. That really helps to mix with the essential oils together. Um, because the oil and water don't always mix together, you're gonna have to give it a good shake. And also the vegetable glycerin acts as a mild preservative, so that also helps to extend the shelf life when you are making your own products. So vegetable glycerin is a great one to have on hand. But let's get started making this first recipe. So this is a car spray, and it's going to be mostly lavender. So we're gonna add the essential oils first, and I'm going to be adding 15 drops of lavender. All right. And you can see I just tipped it all the way upside down. We have that built-in dropper that just drops out the essential oils pretty easily, so you don't have to shake it and kind of guess how many drops you have. And then we're doing 7 drops of geranium. So geranium, lavender, of course, is a very calming oil. There's a lot of love for lavender out there, but it's a very versatile oil. But the nice thing about lavender, it just really helps to calm you. And so, as you're driving and there's a lot of crazy traffic going on, it's nice to have that calming essential oil to breathe in. So, geranium is another floral oil. So, this is a very floral forward blend. But the geranium in here, we're only doing 7 drops because geranium is also pretty strong. But the geranium is a balancing floral, and I'm knocking over all my essential oils today. But the balancing floral really helps to kind of balance those emotions too. So if you're feeling a little, maybe, you get that road rage a little bit, it'll help to settle that out. Or if you're just feeling maybe a little bit drowsy, the geranium can actually help to lift your mood and kind of do a little bit of a boost for you. But the one that's going to really boost your energy to keep you going on long drives is going to be peppermint. And peppermint is wonderful for in the car. So if you really want more of a boost, you can add more than 7 drops, but we're just doing 7 drops in this blend as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. And so the peppermint, it actually has been studied with road rage specifically, and it was shown to lessen road rage. Um, so when people inhaled it. So not only peppermint really just boosts your energy, but it also can help with road rage. So if you do happen to have someone, maybe a partner, my partner, tends to be a little road ragey sometimes. So I always make a happy car spray is what I call it, but keep this one on hand on long drives when people get a little more irritated. It happens. So peppermint is great for keeping you alert and going. But also can help too with motion sickness. Some people get car sick, on long drives, and peppermint can really help with that too. That fresh, minty aroma does a lot for, alertness and car sickness and road rage. So peppermint is a perfect one to add to our car freshening blend. The last one is clary sage. So that is, again, we're adding 7 drops to that. And that is also a floral that is very balancing. So we use clary sage a lot in skincare because it is very balancing to the skin, but also, again, can be very balancing to our emotions too. So that is the 4 essential oils. We'll give that a shake to kind of mix those together. And again, that's when you can add your vegetable glycerin. But since it's just an aroma blend, we're not putting it on our skin, it's okay to just do the distilled water. But you just want to make sure to use it up within, your time on the road, in that week or two. Okay, and then I'm filling the rest with that distilled water. And then we're going to give it a good shake. And you just want to make sure to shake it each time you're using it because, again, the oil and the water kind of separate after they sit. And we'll try it out. Ooh, that is great. I really smell the geranium and the peppermint coming through. So those ones are a little bit stronger. So it really, you get that, alertness first. And then you're getting a little bit of the clary sage and the lavender to help calm you. So it's just a great balancing blend that'll just keep you going. How much vegetable glycerin? Great question. So just about a teaspoon, especially in the 2-ounce bottle. So 1 teaspoon is perfect. You don't really need much at all. Just a little bit to mix it together and then keep it extended. So yes, bringing this along, spraying it into the car vent is a great way to kind of disperse it throughout. You can also spray down the seats. Kids and everything, it gets a little funky smelling after driving for 8 hours in the car. It's nice to kind of spray down the car seats and all of that. And then just to, keep that aroma refreshed or to keep you refreshed. So that is our first recommendation is a car freshening spray, especially if you're taking road trips. But this is also great on the go for a lot of other things too. So once you get to the hotel room, it's nice to kind of spray down. Sometimes hotel rooms or Airbnbs, they can smell a little musty or they just don't smell like home. So it's nice to spray that down a little bit too, spraying the rugs, again, the air vents, if you have like that in-room air vent or the heating and cooling thing that's on the wall, usually you can spray that directly. And then spraying down the sheets and the bedding and all of that. So this is also multi-purpose for that too. Okay, so let's move on to our next recipe. The next recipe that we are doing is a cleansing hand gel spray. So this is going to be very useful for traveling because even in the summertime, we don't seem to get just cold and flu season in the winter. Now we're getting it all year round. So it's nice to have that kind of protection wherever you're going. So, all right, Nicole, put that in next recipe into the chat. So the ingredients that we'll need for this one is cinnamon leaf, bergamot, and tea tree, which I just realized I didn't bring my tea tree. But we'll pretend that my mandarin orange is tea tree. So, and then I actually already filled this with isopropyl alcohol. The recommendation is at least 90%. So, or I believe 70%. I believe it's at least 70%. Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's at least 60% actually. So this is a 90% isopropyl alcohol. And then we have our aloe vera. So we're just making one batch of it. So this recipe will make 2 servings, but I'm just doing 2 ounces, and then we're gonna just do a little bit of aloe vera adding to it. So I would just recommend about a tablespoon of aloe vera in this recipe. And that just makes it more like a gel consistency rather than just having the alcohol, because it doesn't mix together as easily on your hands when it's not a gel consistency. So that's what the aloe is doing in this recipe. It's mostly water is the aloe, but it's nice that it has that little bit of a gel. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and add in our ingredients. So we have cinnamon leaf. So it comes from the leaf rather than the bark. We also sell cassia, which actually comes from the same plant, the cinnamon plant, but that's the bark of the tree. But cinnamon leaf, I love the smell of cinnamon. Even in the summer, it's typically more of a fall or winter smell. Um, but we're adding 8 drops of this. Okay, so 8 drops of cinnamon leaf, but cinnamon leaf has a lot of really cleansing action to its or properties of cinnamon leaf. So it's a great thing to include. And a tea tree, of course, is that powerhouse cleaner. So we put tea tree in everything that we need to cleanse. And then bergamot is more just for the aroma itself. There is a little bit of cleansing property, but it's just a nice brightening one to go along with the cinnamon and tea tree to kind of cover up, not cover up necessarily, but just to add to the nice smell of the blend. So we'll add 8 drops of that as well. Okay. And I just love the smell of bergamot. It's found the aroma profile. If you drink Earl Grey tea, that is the aroma profile, or the flavor profile is bergamot in Earl Grey tea. I see we have a couple questions. Can you use whole grain alcohol in place of alcohol? Yes. So if you have like a vodka or something like a high alcohol at home, that is definitely great to use in place of isopropyl. Um, your 7-year-old made bath bombs today, and she's wondering if yes, you can definitely make bath bombs. We're not making it this time around, but that is a great idea for some time in the future. I love making bath bombs. That's so fun. Um, what essential oils did you add to your bath bombs? I would love to hear. So the last ingredient in our hand gel spray is our tea tree. So we have 8 drops of tea tree that we're adding in. And again, tea tree is just the most well-known and utilized powerhouse cleaner. It just is super cleansing, and so really helps to give you confidence in making sure you have a boosted hand gel spray that's going to keep you protected. So we're going to shake that up again. And you can use this just as like a hand sanitizer, just like that on the go when you don't always have a sink with you and you're having like a picnic. This is also great. Maybe you're renting a car. I don't always trust that they're actually like wiping down everything when I get in a rental. And so it's great to wipe down the wheel and kind of like those buttons and things that everybody is touching. Or if you have a lot of people in the car, it kind of gets grimy over time. So it's nice to have that to spray it. Again, when you get to your hotel room or your Airbnbs, wherever you are staying, the cleanliness, you just don't know how well it's been cleaned or sanitized. So those high touch surfaces, it's great to spray down like the remotes and like the countertops, the bathroom vanities, the phones, whatever you're going to be touching, even the doors. And then I'd love to actually spray down the bathtub itself. Sometimes I even take baths in the hotels. The last place that I was in, I didn't have a bathtub. And so every time I stayed in a hotel, I always took advantage of the bathtub, but I wanted to make sure that it was super clean. So I would take this and just give it a good spray down and then let the shower kind of, I would wipe it down and then just kind of let the shower run a little bit and then run my bath. And I just felt like I wasn't worried at all about who has previously been in the shower. So that's the nice thing that is great to have on hands for so many things. So just those high touch surfaces for your hands on the go, and then just whatever everybody's touching or wherever you're staying in. It's just that nice, peace of mind protection along the way, just to keep everyone healthy, hopefully, as much as possible. Because we don't want to come back from vacation and then you picked up something. Sometimes that happens no matter what, but it's just a little bit easier to prevent, hopefully, with something like this. So definitely recommend packing that. So you have your car freshener spray, that's also a multi-purpose air freshener along the way. And then I definitely recommend your purifying hand gel spray. So we have one more recipe to make along the way. So let's go ahead. Okay, so you put in lavender and bergamot. Oh, that's great. That two wonderful oils to put in bath bombs. So I hope you enjoy and have fun with your bath bombs. That's great. And thank you for joining the class tonight. Okay. And then yes, and then yeah, the question about the whole grain alcohol, you definitely can use that as well, in place of the isopropyl. So let me pull up the final recipe that we're doing tonight, which is our Garden Goddess body oil. So if you want to pull that one up with us, this one, maybe you're not traveling and you're just, hitting the local beach or out in your garden. That's okay too. That's kind of a different travel in your own mind, escape from your everyday, day-to-day things. So even if you're not traveling, this is a great one. These are all great, actually, if you're staying local. But this one is one of my favorite summertime oils. There we go. Okay. So the ingredients that you'll need for this one is a 2-ounce bottle. Now this one was not a spray, so you don't have to have a spray mechanism for that one, but we also sell an Oricacia Amber one that has a writable label, if you do want to get that. And then 2 ounces of our sweet almond oil. It's a carrier oil, it's a skincare oil. Again, comes from almonds, it's a nut oil, but it really is that medium absorption, or great for a lot of different skincare or skin types. As long as you don't have a nut allergy. If you do happen to have a nut allergy, or someone in your home does, and you want to be careful of it, you can always use apricot kernel. That's very close to sweet almond. So, but this is a great one to kind of start out with. If you're looking into getting carrier oil to blend with essential oil, I love sweet almond oil. So it's great for the summertime because it's not too heavy, but it also just absorbs, enough to keep you hydrated and healthy and glowy looking all summer. So we're gonna add the sweet almond first, and we're doing 2 ounces of that. So I'm just going to pretty much fill up my container. And it has a nice squeeze on there. You can also take off the top and pour it that way too. Okay, so that is filled up. And if you wanted to, you can add the essential oils directly to this bottle. The one thing is, some of the citrus oils take off everything. They're great cleaners, but sometimes they can, start to eat the plastic. So you do want to be careful with that if you're adding citrus oils to your plastic bottles. That's why it's just better to have a glass bottle in general. A dark glass container will hold the essential oils better. And then that darkness too will also make it so they don't disappear, because essential oils are very volatile and they just go into the air. That's what they're meant to do. So the essential oils we're adding to this body oil are lavender, so we'll take that from our first recipe, and frankincense. So lavender, we're adding 12 drops of lavender to our body oil. 12. All right. So again, like we talked about with the emotionally calming with lavender, it's also very calming for our skin. So it's a great skin soother in the summertime. If you're out in the sun a lot, in your garden, at the beach, wherever you're going on trips, you're out in the sun a little bit longer. Definitely, use your sunscreen. But for afterwards, if you do happen to be a little inflamed, lavender is a great calmer. And frankincense is our other essential oil that we're adding. So we're adding 12 drops of frankincense. Mm. And frankincense, it comes from the boswellia tree in Somalia, Africa. And it's actually the resin inside of the tree. And the resin gets steam distilled. And it's just this beautiful woodsy aroma. I just absolutely love the aroma of frankincense. So it's a very calming, grounding aroma, but it is great for skincare as well. There's a lot of properties of frankincense that are really wonderful for skincare and helping to keep that healing and protection for your skin too. So both of those are great helpers for your skincare in general, but especially after the sun when we're taking road trips, you're just bound to kind of be outside a little bit more. Um, so Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm glad you were enjoying this class. Well, definitely join us on a monthly basis if you can, but it's so great that you were able to join tonight. So, I'm sorry if everybody else can't see the chat. We just have the granddaughter is very excited to be joining the class with her grandma today. So that's great to hear. We have generations of people joining in from all over. I just love to see everybody who's joining. Okay, so these are the three basic, must-haves, I would say, when you're traveling. Um, the great thing about this is you can kind of mix and match and use them in multiple ways too. So if you forget, you actually don't need to have a whole 12-step skincare routine. You can if you want, but you can kind of keep it simple. Sometimes when you're taking a vacation, maybe you don't want to bring all your products along. This works both great for your skin, for your facial care, as well as your body and even your hair. So if you're going out west and it's a little bit drier, which was kind of a relief, I went to South Dakota and the nights felt a lot cooler than being in humid Minnesota. But my hair and my skin definitely felt a lot drier. So this really helped with that. So you can boost your hair even with this. So it's really just works for your whole body. You can also add that into the bath as a little moisturizer. And then also, maybe you're tired from walking around all day, you're walking more than you're used to, seeing all the sights of wherever you're going. Makes a great foot massage or, neck massage. And because of the lavender and the frankincense, when you're traveling, it kind of sometimes, you're in a new space. You might have a lot harder time sleeping or falling asleep. This can really help you. You can make like a nightly hand massage, breathe in that lavender and frankincense, maybe rub it on your temples, behind your ears, and that really helps calm you when you're on the road. The other thing that I like to do with the car spray is add some citronella to it if I'm spending a lot of time outdoors, especially in the evenings. And a lot of those pesky little things come up. So add some citronella to this if you want to make another batch of it. You maybe don't want to smell citronella in your car, but it makes a great base already for those bug blends or the outdoor blends. So you'll just shake it up and then you can use it You would want to add the vegetable glycerin if you're putting it on your body, especially just to mix it, give it an extra mix. But that's a great way to just have an easy outdoor spray. And then this is kind of all sorts of multi-purpose, but a couple other ones that I want to say that I always travel with. Again, lavender, like I talked about, you can have it ready to go in your DIY products, but I always just have an extra bottle of lavender on hand just to add to drops of my pillows when I'm traveling, and just to kind of keep me calm wherever I'm going, because, you know, traveling can kind of stir up a lot of emotions in people. You're cramped in on a road trip with you know, your whole family maybe for hours and hours, and you're used to having your own space a little bit more. Nice to have that lavender to keep your emotions calmer, or other people's emotions maybe. And then the other blend that I love to bring from Orcacia is Rescue Charm or Medieval Mix. So both of those are very cleansing blends that we typically, a more familiar term or blend that people have heard of is thieves blend. So that's why we get that term medieval, because the idea behind it is during the plague, back in the 1500s, that is the thieves actually took a blend of herbs and put it all over their body to protect themselves from the plague when they were robbing people. So it's kind of an unfortunate story, but they were actually successful in helping to keep themselves protected with those aromatic oils. And so those cleansing oils like cinnamon and clove, tea tree. So we have rosemary, lavender, eucalyptus, and cinnamon, and tea tree in our Rescue Charm. We have red thyme, we have rosemary, tea tree, a lot of other cleansing blends in that medieval mix too. So it's just an aroma preference, but both of those are really great to have on hand. Again, to either boost your hand sanitizers, to add to, I just always will put it, again, the drops right on the shower floor before I take a shower, just to feel extra protected. That's just a great one to have on hand all year round. And the other one, I'll sometimes do tea tree too, but I just really love having the blend together. And then those are pretty much what I do. So is there any other recipes or questions that I can help with? Or is there any of your favorites that you travel with? If you want to let us know in the chat. But otherwise, I hope that was enjoyable for everyone to kind of see what is in my pack when I go on vacations. All right, so it's First Response, a cleansing blend. I travel with that. Yes, so that is one of our original blends, I think, that goes way back. So that's great that you have that. But yes, that is another cleansing blend. That's been a while since I've used that. Wow, that kind of brings me back. I need to work with that First Response more. So yes, that's another great idea. Any other questions that I can answer? Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope this was fun for you, and have some wonderful road trips and vacations, summer vacations, or just enjoy a little bit more time locally, outside your garden or at the beach. Let's see, it looks like we have a hand raised. Definitely follow us on social media. So we come up with a lot of fun, different recipes seasonally. And then you can see kind of the latest, and you'll see when our next classes are. So all of these classes are monthly, totally free. Our next one is actually Thursday, August 22nd. So that one is a little bit catered to back to school. We're going to focus on teachers back to school, but if anybody that is surrounding back to school when it comes to kids or parents, just getting ready for that and some fun ideas and recipes for that. But we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. So follow us on any of your favorite social channels or all of them if you want to get extra credit from us. And then also YouTube. If you follow us on YouTube or Acacia, just search for that and then click subscribe. You'll get all of our previous classes. So you can go back and watch those. If you didn't catch the recipe or you wanted to know all the ingredients again and make it alongside me once you have all the ingredients, go ahead and watch that or find that on YouTube after. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.